Your frequency and your vibration is not the same thing. Frequency is the level of awareness that you have reached, as well as the totality of the knowledge contained in your energy field. It is something that you have attained because of the road you have traveled, the work you have put in. Where vibration is something that fluctuates, and you can be on a high or a low vibration even if you are on a high frequency. Frequency also has a bandwidth, and it can contain many things in that bandwidth. If you clicked on this video, you are on the frequency to receive the message, but the message will be different for each and every one of you because you have your own core frequency. If we are still unawakened or just starting to wake up, we still identify very strongly with this human avatar and the identity that we created for ourselves. And as we awaken, we start to identify more with the spirit, and while that happens, we align more and more with our higher self. The higher self has access to all the different versions of us on the different timelines in the multiverse. So all those versions gives feedback to the higher self, and that is why when you align with the higher self, you have access to more knowledge, you have access to more energies. When you enter this world as a baby, you still feel the connection with everything. You don't feel yourself as separate. You don't even know where your body ends and starts. You still have to discover your hands, your feet, because you are just one, pure as our spirit is. And let me interrupt myself here to just remind you, our spirit is much, much bigger than us. We are in our spirit. Now this human avatar starts to experience separateness from the source from which it came. But it is an illusion. It is not the truth. So the baby starts to realize that it is dependent on the parent, on the mother. Starts to realize that it is separate from the mother. That is when at 9 months most babies get separation anxiety, because when the mother leaves the room, they think she's gone forever. Then as the baby grows up and starts to see they have to behave in a certain way to be accepted or to be cared for, the ego structures start to form, and that is important for survival as a human. So this is a process of forgetting, and then we have to start remembering again. In this time when we forgot where we came from, why we are here, we have these experiences that form us. The information that we gather are all communicated to the higher self without you knowing it, and the higher self then expands even more. But the higher self is always there to guide you. It is never separate from you. You are never separate from source. But if the human cannot remember that, in the time they do not, or even in their whole lifetime, if they do not wake up, it is a struggle, because now everything experienced here becomes very difficult. For there is that feeling from, I don't belong, I am here but nobody really cares. I need somebody else to fill this hole, and you get somebody else and the hole is still there, because that is just the feeling or the knowing in your being that you are part of something bigger, but you don't realize that. So when the awakening happens, it is a gradual process. Sometimes people have peak experiences. For instance, when they have a near-death experience. Sometimes when something happens in their life that really shake them, something they didn't expect, be it good or bad. Sometimes it can be when they use psychedelics. But all of these, that is called peak experiences, are just catalysts to your awakening. Even if it is shown to you, even if you experience something, if you do not accept it as your truth, truly, if you only accept the things or choose to learn the things that suit you and your identity, you are still for the mostly unaware. And this is unfortunately a place where many people get stuck. They have an awakening or a moment of experience where the reality of existence is revealed to them. But instead of surrendering to spirit, the ego is still so strong that they still identify with it so much, and even this experience becomes something that they use to elevate themselves as their human identity. It is said that the fastest way to connect with the superconscious is when you isolate yourself, even if it's only for an hour. And then if you truly surrender, you will find what your higher self wants to teach you, wants to show you specifically. If you are here, you are part of the collective for which this instruction is from your higher self. So while recording now, I was becoming aware that there is an energy that wants to be channeled. So let's see what the message is for you. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. It's a very motherly energy. It's the energy of Oshun, of Isis. You have never been left alone. You have never been abandoned or cut off from Source as you entered this realm. I was there when you were just a baby. I saw how you forgot. But you kept on seeing me. You have seen me as you grew up. I was always there as a guide. I was the one who was there when you cried and you felt not alone. Just showing me blue, the color blue. Blue is the spirit. It's time for you to connect deeper with your spirit. In meditation, go back to before you were born, when you were still in your mother's womb, and connect to that feeling. It will be familiar. It will help you to remember more. Don't be worried. Don't worry if you will be able to provide for yourself or your children. There are those of you who are carrying it like a burden. Examine why providing feels like a burden. This will release you from feelings of heaviness when you discover the beliefs that keep you feeling alone, unprepared. These are not true of you. Use the energies that are strong now. Open yourself up to receive the light energies. I'm giving you blue light, if you will. Surrender and receive now. I am the one who is giving it to you now. I'm here as I've always been with you. Some might know me by a different name. Use that name to connect with me. That is all I can say. I'm giving you peace. I'm giving you strength. Remember the connection before you were born. Remember that. Some of you, when identifying with your human avatar, might find it difficult to reconnect with yourself when you were still unborn, because of your connection with your mother that was not a good one. That's what I'm getting. But don't be afraid. It won't be a problem. You are not connecting with the vessel through which you entered here. You are connecting with that part of you, with your spirit, as it entered this realm, and you will get revelations about yourself, even about bigger things than yourself. If you do that practice, do it through meditation. It's to go back and to connect with that unborn you. You will be guided. You will be taken there. You can ask Isis to help you, to take you there. Or, like she said, if you know her by another name, some might know her as Oshun, depending on your background and your permission slips. You will experience the guidance that will lead you to where you will reconnect and experience from the perspective of the unborn you, and just let your awareness drop into that place where you will feel yourself floating in that space and experience that unity. And if you come back, bring back that unity with you, that feeling, that energy, that wholeness. Bring it back to this realm and recenter yourself and ground yourself. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments and I will always respond. Thank you for listening. If you have not subscribed yet, please consider. I will really appreciate it. And you can also check out all my creations. There is a link in the comments to a shop for cushions and blankets and dresses. with that, I'm sending you my infinite love till I speak to you again in the next video.